The year is 1947, the echoes of World War II, a conflict that tore the world asunder and birthed unimaginable technological marvels, still reverberated across the globe. Yet, even as nations grappled with rebuilding and healing, a new, insidious struggle was silently taking root, a Cold War that would redefine geopolitical landscapes and plunge the world into an era of covert operations and ideological battles. It was in this crucible of uncertainty and nascent global power shifts that a mission of unprecedented scale and clandestine purpose was launched, a mission that would forever entwine itself with the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. This is the expansive, intricate, and deeply unsettling narrative of Operation Highjump, America's colossal Antarctic expedition of 1947, and the tantalizing, unsettling possibility of a frozen UFO cover-up that, to this day, lies buried beneath layers of ice, secrecy, and fervent speculation. To truly grasp the magnitude and potential implications of Operation Highjump, we must first set the stage. Picture, if you can, a realm of almost mythical proportions, Antarctica, a continent so alien, so hostile, that it defies conventional human habitation. A landmass larger than Europe, cloaked in an unbroken sheet of ice miles thick, where blizzards rage with the fury of ancient gods, and the sun either refuses to set for months or vanishes entirely, plunging the landscape into an endless Stygian night. In 1947, this frozen leviathan remained largely unmapped, untamed, and shrouded in an aura of profound mystery. It was, quite literally, the last great terrestrial frontier, a vast, unexplored wilderness ripe for both scientific discovery and, perhaps, the concealment of unimaginable secrets. Yet into this desolate, foreboding landscape, the United States Navy dispatched a task force of staggering proportions. This was not a modest scientific venture. This was a veritable armada, codename Task Force 68. Its official designation, the United States Navy Antarctic Developments Project. Its unofficial, whispered purpose, a monumental question mark that has haunted historians, researchers, and conspiracy theorists for decades. Led by the legendary Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a man whose name was synonymous with polar exploration and whose previous expeditions had etched his legacy into the very ice of the poles, this expedition was unlike any that had come before, or indeed, any that has followed. 13 ships, yes, 13, cut through the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean. This was no mere flotilla, it was a small invasion fleet. At its heart lay the USS Philippine Sea, a state-of-the-art aircraft carrier, a colossal floating airfield capable of launching and recovering multiple planes even in the most treacherous conditions. Alongside it, steam destroyers, submarines, icebreakers, tankers, cargo ships, and tenders, each meticulously chosen and equipped for extreme polar operations. Aboard these vessels were over 4,700 men. 4,700 individuals, a small army comprising sailors, pilots, marines, scientists, photographers, and engineers. They brought with them an unprecedented array of equipment: 6 R-4D transports, the naval version of the C-47 Skytrain, 2 PBM seaplanes, helicopters, tractors, sleds, and enough provisions to sustain an operation of this scale for 6 to 8 months. Why such an overwhelming deployment so soon after a global conflict had bled nations dry of resources and manpower? The official narrative, disseminated to a public weary of war, was deceptively straightforward: to establish the Antarctic research base Little America 4, map and survey the continent, conduct oceanographic and meteorological research, and test naval equipment and personnel in extreme cold. On the surface, it sounded plausible, even commendable. The United States, having emerged as a global superpower, was asserting its scientific and strategic interests across the planet. However, for many, the sheer overkill of the operation strained credulity. Mapping and surveying had been done before, albeit on a smaller scale. Did it truly require an aircraft carrier, multiple destroyers, and nearly 4,500 men to plant a flag and take some readings? The official explanation felt thin, a carefully constructed facade designed to obscure a deeper, more urgent imperative. The whispers began almost immediately, spreading like wildfire through naval bases, intelligence circles, and then inevitably into the nascent world of investigative journalism and speculative analysis. These whispers spoke not of scientific endeavor, but of a hunt for something far more significant, something that threatened to upend the fragile post-war peace. One of the most pervasive and compelling theories posited that Operation Highjump was in fact a covert search for hidden Nazi bases. The Third Reich, in its dying throes, had been a hotbed of advanced, esoteric research. Rumors had circulated throughout the war and intensified dramatically in its aftermath that Nazi Germany had established secret strongholds in remote, inaccessible locations intended as redoubts for their leadership and as laboratories for their most advanced, unfulfilled weapons projects. Antarctica, with its immense landmass, extreme isolation, and largely uncharted territory, was the perfect candidate for such a clandestine sanctuary. Before the war, Germany had indeed shown a keen interest in Antarctica. The German Antarctic expedition of 1938-39, led by Alfred Richer, had thoroughly surveyed a vast area, claiming it as New Schwabenland. They had dropped thousands of metallic pennants, emblazoned with swastikas to stake their claim. While officially a scientific endeavor, many believed it was a reconnaissance mission, laying the groundwork for future, more nefarious operations. Imagine the chilling possibility as the Allied forces closed in on Berlin, as Hitler's bunker became his tomb. Did a select few of the Nazi elite, along with their most brilliant scientists and engineers, escape? Did they board advanced submarines, U-boats rumored to possess incredible, then unheard-of ranges, and vanish into the icy reaches of the Southern Ocean, seeking refuge in a pre-prepared subterranean base beneath the Antarctic ice? The timing of Operation Highjump, coming less than 2 years after the collapse of the Third Reich, lends considerable weight to this theory. The Allied powers were frantic to secure Nazi technology, particularly their rocketry, jet propulsion, and atomic research. Operation Paperclip, a secret U.S. program, saw hundreds of German scientists, including Wernher Braun, brought to America to contribute to American technological advancements. It stands to reason that if there was any credible intelligence suggesting that a faction of Nazis, perhaps working on wonder weapons like advanced aircraft, the mythical Foo Fighters reported by Allied pilots, which some retrospectively linked to German disc-shaped prototypes, had fled to Antarctica, the United States would spare no expense in hunting them down. The thought of a resurgent Fourth Reich, armed with devastating new technologies, emerging from the polar ice, would have been a nightmare scenario for a world still scarred by war. Admiral Richard E. Byrd, the expedition's charismatic and highly experienced leader, added another layer of intrigue upon his return. While being interviewed by El Mercurio, a Chilean newspaper, on March 5, 1947, Byrd made a statement that sent shockwaves through the emerging world of post-war global politics and conspiracy. He declared, quite unequivocally, that it was imperative for the United States to initiate defense measures against hostile planes coming from the polar regions. He further elaborated that in case of a new war, the United States would be attacked by planes flying over one or both poles.
Hostile planes? From the poles? In 1947, the notion of intercontinental ballistic missiles was still in its infancy, and jet aircraft were relatively new. The idea of advanced aircraft, let alone hostile ones, operating from the desolate and seemingly uninhabited poles was utterly perplexing. What could Byrd have possibly witnessed or encountered that compelled him to make such a stark and dire warning? This statement, coming from a man of his stature and experience, was not easily dismissed. It ignited a firestorm of speculation, fueling the burgeoning UFO phenomenon that was simultaneously sweeping across America. Indeed, just months after Operation Highjump's return, the infamous Roswell incident would occur in July 1947, catapulting flying saucers and unidentified flying objects into the public consciousness. Was there a direct, unacknowledged connection between Byrd's alarming pronouncement, the premature termination of Operation Highjump, and the explosion of UFO sightings that followed? For many, the timing was far too coincidental to be dismissed. It suggested a deeper, more profound encounter, one so significant that it required immediate and absolute secrecy, transforming a scientific expedition into a desperate covert military operation. Then came the leaks, the confessions, and the deeply unsettling anecdotes from supposed members of the expedition. These were not official reports, but rather the whispered accounts that slipped through the cracks of censorship and official silence. These stories painted a vivid, chilling picture, far removed from the mundane activities of mapping and meteorological research. They spoke of incredible aerial phenomena, flying objects that moved with impossible speed, silent as ghosts, and with maneuvers that defied known aerodynamics. These were not conventional aircraft. They were unlike anything seen before. Some alleged witnesses claimed to have observed disc-shaped craft, luminous and fast, darting across the icy skies, occasionally disappearing beneath the ocean's surface with an eerie fluidity. Others spoke of strange, pulsating lights that would follow their ships or aircraft, observing them with an unnerving, almost intelligent curiosity. The pervasive sense of awe quickly gave way to one of palpable fear and urgency, far beyond the expected dangers of navigating the treacherous Antarctic environment. The men on board felt watched, hunted even, by an unknown, superior force. A particularly disturbing narrative that gained traction was the account of a battle or a series of violent encounters. This alleged incident involved American aircraft being targeted by these mysterious UFOs. Pilots reportedly engaged in desperate, futile dogfights with objects that were impervious to conventional weaponry. The account spoke of aircraft being shot down or mysteriously malfunctioning, crashing into the unforgiving ice, their crews lost without a trace. These were not the accidents of extreme weather or mechanical failure that one might expect in such an environment. These were described as deliberate, hostile engagements with an enemy possessing vastly superior technology. The official records for Operation Highjump list several casualties and aircraft losses attributed to severe weather conditions and operational accidents. For instance, a PBM Mariner aircraft crashed on January 10, 1947, killing 3 men and injuring 9 others. Another plane went down, and others suffered significant damage. While the Antarctic is undoubtedly a dangerous place, the whispered stories suggested a different, more ominous cause for these losses, a cause that the official narrative meticulously omitted. Could these accidents have been the deliberate result of engagement with unknown aerial adversaries? The sheer number of alleged disappearances and unexplained equipment failures further solidified the belief among some that something far more significant and hostile had transpired. Adding another layer of mystique to the entire saga was the abrupt termination of the expedition. Operation Highjump was initially planned for a duration of 6 to 8 months. However, the entire task force, with its colossal resources and thousands of personnel, was recalled just a little over 2 months into the mission, returning to the United States in late February/March 1947. The official reason provided was rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. This explanation, however, struck many as unconvincing. An expedition of this magnitude, with its meticulous planning and significant investment, would have undoubtedly factored in the predictable and extreme nature of Antarctic weather. Was it truly just inclement weather, or was there a more pressing, more clandestine reason for the premature withdrawal? Perhaps a successful, or indeed a devastating and overwhelming encounter that necessitated an immediate and absolute secrecy. The abruptness of the recall, combined with Admiral Byrd's cryptic warning, fueled intense speculation. Some posited that the expedition had indeed encountered the remnants of a Nazi presence, perhaps a highly advanced facility, and that the engagement had proven far more challenging than anticipated, forcing a strategic retreat. Others leaned heavily into the extraterrestrial hypothesis, believing that the task force had stumbled upon an alien base or perhaps been confronted by an advanced, non-human intelligence that viewed the human encroachment as a threat. The overwhelming force of the American Armada, designed for conventional warfare, would have been utterly useless against such a technologically superior adversary. As decades passed, the myths and legends surrounding Operation Highjump only grew in complexity and detail. It became a cornerstone of polar mysteries and UFO lore. Conspiracy theorists meticulously sifted through declassified documents, which notably revealed very little about the mission's true intent or any extraordinary findings, analyzed satellite imagery of Antarctica for unusual formations, and pieced together anecdotal testimonies from supposed veterans of the expedition. They pointed to a myriad of anomalies and inconsistencies in the official accounts, weaving a sprawling tapestry of intrigue that continues to captivate a curious public hungry for answers. One recurring element in these alternative narratives concerns the hollow Earth theory, or the existence of a warm subterranean ocean beneath the ice, accessible through hidden gateways. Some interpretations of Byrd's logs and alleged private journals, whose authenticity remains fiercely debated, suggest encounters with such a realm, perhaps even with intelligent beings residing within. These fantastical claims, while lacking verifiable evidence, only added to the impenetrable veil of secrecy surrounding Operation Highjump, transforming it from a mere military expedition into an almost mythical quest into the unknown.
The persistent questions surrounding Operation Highjump are not easily dismissed, even by the most skeptical observers. Why was such a vast and expensive expedition undertaken so soon after a world war? Why was it abruptly curtailed? What did Admiral Byrd mean by hostile planes from the polar regions? And why did a wave of UFO sightings explode across the world shortly after the task force's return? The official answers, while seemingly plausible on paper, often feel incomplete, lacking the depth and conviction to fully address the profound unease and intense curiosity that the operation continues to evoke. Perhaps the true story of Operation Highjump is a mosaic of these theories, a complex interplay of post-war anxieties, a desperate hunt for remnants of Nazi power, a genuine scientific endeavor that stumbled upon something utterly unexpected, and the inevitable human tendency to fill informational voids with speculation and grand narratives. It may be that the mission began with one objective, only to encounter something so profound, so paradigm-shifting, that its original purpose was entirely eclipsed, forcing a complete reassessment and a subsequent impenetrable veil of secrecy. In the end, the full truth of Operation Highjump, like the continent it explored, remains largely shrouded in ice and mystery. The vast, silent expanse of Antarctica continues to guard its secrets with an unwavering resolve. Whether it was a purely scientific endeavor that became an unwitting witness to something extraordinary, a covert military operation targeting a lingering Nazi threat, or a desperate mission to confront an otherworldly presence, Operation Highjump stands as a powerful and enduring enigma. It serves as a potent reminder that even in an age of advanced technology and unprecedented global connectivity, there are still vast, unexplored frontiers on our own planet, capable of harboring secrets that challenge our understanding of history, warfare, and perhaps our very place in the cosmos. And as we gaze into the frozen depths of the unknown, the whispers of Operation Highjump continue to echo, urging us to question, to speculate, and to forever search for the answers that lie buried beneath the ice, waiting to be unearthed. The saga of Operation Highjump is not just a tale from the past, it is a timeless testament to the enduring human fascination with the unknown, a story etched in ice and secrecy, forever captivating the imagination.